My sidekick Nikki's not here today, but just a bit of an update in Nottingham. We've got an inquiry landing with the abuse, as everybody knows, but there's still a lot of work going on behind the scenes. We're hammering the Justice Minister at the moment and the CPS because only 2% of cases are actually getting to court. And we've got over 630 cases in Nottingham. I think it's about 350 perpetrators. Since Daybreak started, we've only had 2 convictions, but we thought more might come after Chris Ayres went, but sad to say, a guy called Adrian Pearson, who locked the other 2 up, they got rid of him now. They shut him down, and that was Anthony May who did that at lovely County Council, who didn't like the fact that they put the figures out about how many perpetrators and what the figures were. So he got shut down and took out the force. I don't know if he's totally out of the force, but last I heard that he was suspended or something. We've got a few survivors that they're up in the cases. We've just had one called Metcalf. I don't know if you've seen that one on the news recently. He was a teacher at a school, and I think it was three different survivors went up against him. All individuals, all from different time periods, and they still couldn't get him. And the reason they couldn't get him was because we had another survivor who had really good evidence to give, but the CPS shut her down psychologically, saying that she wasn't psychologically fit enough to stand. Well, no survivor's psychologically fit. Their abuse has damaged them in some way. So now we've got the CPS being the main gatekeeper again. And obviously we're hammering Alison Saunders again. I mean, I've had her a few times now, but so we're doing that. But now we're trying to like push the Justice Minister as well for these changes. You can't, you know, keep shutting these survivors down because of psychological reasons. It's just not fair. And guess who's doing the psychological assessment on them? The CPS. So I'm saying, you know, let's pick our own psychologist. We want our own psychologist to do the report. We don't want the CPS doing it. But it's just another case. They don't go into the system because it's going to cost more money, more survivors to go into court. So it's all these cases that's going to cost money, you see. So they're trying to shut them down with the psychological assessments. But same as I said, the inquiry lands here, I think, in August time. And we're ready. Hopefully from the findings of that inquiry, that's when we're going to start campaigning then to get some of these people out of the jobs, because they were covering it up, there's no doubt about.
And still are.
And still are. I can't say my source, but I've got a daughter who's got a job, and she was a policeman actually spoke to her about a big cover-up of a 15-year-old girl that was raped, chucked overboard of a boat. The propeller cut her up and she died. And this police officer was a diver, and it was all hushed up. That's another hush up of Nottingham Police. We don't know why, but that's a new case that's come to light, and we're hoping that they're going to try and speak off the record. But mass corruption in Nottingham Police, again, covering murder up. And we know there's been murder all the way through. The girl that hung herself at Beechwood, can't say her name, but it's in the paper, you'll be able to find it on the internet. But definitely a lot of failings there, with diaries going missing and police not investigating correctly, and it had a lot of evidence in this diary. And personally, myself, just looking into the case that I know, definitely murder. She was definitely hung, without a doubt. But we keep, same as I said, we're still investigating, still finding the failings. I'm trying to put as much into the inquiry as possible, getting these people to speak out, and you know, into the Truth Project and core participation. Not CSA did get core participation. David, our chair of our group, he got it for us. So what the solicitors don't decide to put in on behalf of the survivors being represented by solicitors, we've actually can put him through our group. So we've got 2 sources through this inquiry. So we have got somebody who'll, you know, make sure things go in for us. But that's all I've got to say. So that's more or less on the CSA that's going in Nottingham and the child exploitation. And I don't know if anybody watched the Rochdale thing this week on telly. There's a Rochdale case. It's more or less, we've got the same here, and it's been happening for years. Children were prostituted at the age of 14 in children's homes, and also being drug runners at the age of 7. 7-year-olds who were drug runners. And what they did was they also put the children on the websites, pretending to be 18. And what they did every time the children come back home, they took all the money off them. So they had another income running alongside the children's home. So they were actually, you know, feeding off immoral earnings of the children. So, but that's all going into the inquiry in more depth. So, but same said, after that we want malfeasance in public office and so on. And that's the way we want to go. The findings of that'll be decided that where we're going to go from there. So we are looking forward, even though we know these public inquiries aren't always worth paying the ribbon on. But it gives us more ammunition to fire against them. But that's all I've got to say at the moment. So
Can't
that's
you
just
go for all the actual CPS bosses? Can't you go for them individually?
Well,
you know,
yes. I mean, I'm going to start and talk to Paula, because obviously I come and speak at these meetings because I'm like so busy at the moment, because I've got like over 40 survivors myself that I'm supporting. I'm just so busy, but I would like to sit down with Paula and see if there's another way we can start. Yeah, and that's the whole idea of coming to the meetings now, to find out in what way. Since I've got other people ringing me up, they're snatching me kids, you know, because I won't vaccinate them, the class it as neglect, what can I do? And you know, my other friend deals more with the forced adoptions, who actually fought and got her children back. So we know that it's, you know, I'm more like child protection trying to.
This is the trouble though, isn't it? Because the judges and the CPS and police and whatever, they're not accountable. This is the problem.
And these children are worth, I think, worth about 90,000 per child. These children that they're snatching, and it's just another form of trafficking, really. You know, and they're shutting people down if they've got mental health. I mean, my daughter's got severe mental health. Coming to another situation. On Tuesday, a bailiff walked straight into her house, knocked on, walked straight in. And obviously she's got bad mental health, she's with panic disorder, agoraphobia, claustrophobia. And he says to her, she had a car that she sold, but it won some tickets up in another city. And he says, I want £600 off you. Well, she had a friend with her, who's one of these that panics as well. You've got 2 people with mental health sat together. Well, all they do is go to pieces. And a friend says, I'm paying it. And she paid it, £600. And I was gutted, to be honest. But this guy who went in, he had a body camera on. And my daughter says, look, I've got really bad mental health, I can't handle, because she just went to bed, my daughter did. And she was crying, and he says, I'm not a McDonald's bailiff, you're going to pay. Oh yeah, and the abuse that she suffered. So straight away, obviously, when I found out, I got straight on, you know, started making a few calls. And I got to follow a complaint with that now, so I might be calling on people like yourselves, because I don't know how to try and get this money back, because she doesn't even owe this money.
So a mate paid it?
A mate paid it for her.
It's not like that, so you should get it back.
Yeah. But same as I said, these bailiffs are just abusing the powers with people that are vulnerable as well. Are just actually walking straight in a property. It made us scared, because obviously my daughter suffered really bad domestic violence.
How did you pay it?
Card.
Yeah, claim it straight back, say it's fraud. If you say fraud, they'll cancel the card.
Well, I'll probably talk to you about that. But yeah, same as I said, with the CSA and the child exploitation in Nottingham, we've got the same as what we've got in Rotherham, Rochdale. They've known about it for years. And same as I said, they're still like snatching kids right, left and centre off people that are vulnerable, especially those with mental health issues. and that's what's happening.
Well, you've had Theresa May as Home Secretary protecting paedophiles for 5 years.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's been going on for decades. This has. It's decades. So,
Totally.
but it's another one that wants to expose it. Pardon?
Who's paying the 60,000 for the adoption?
Sorry.
Who's paying the 60,000?
90,000.
I don't know about that.
Certificate board again.
So I'm, at the moment, all I am is the prop for these people, like supporting them just with their abuse at the moment into the inquiry. And so instead, I'm that overrun with people. I just don't get. It's like a full-time job. Just trying to support them.
So, Mandy, unpaid full-time job.
Unpaid, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that's all I've got to say today.